He's not just another football player. Pedro Guilherme is a name that echoes through stadiums, a striker who leaves defenders behind and fans in awe. On the field, he shines. Off the field, he lives a life that most people can only dream of, surrounded by luxury, fame, and opportunities that come with being a rising star in the world of football. But behind all the headlines and highlight reels, have you ever stopped to wonder what Pedro's life is really like? What does it take to rise so fast, fall so hard, and fight your way back into the spotlight? In this video, you're about to discover the hidden side of Pedro Guilherme, the highs, the lows, the dreams, and the heartbreaks. From a young boy obsessed with football and themed birthday parties inspired by the World Cup, to the devastating injury that nearly took everything away from him. From being the top scorer and revelation of Brazil's top league, to missing what could have been the most important moment of his career, a life shaped by talent, fate, and tough choices. But before we get into the twists and turns of Pedro's story, I have a quick challenge for you. Try to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications by clicking the bell, all in under 5 seconds. Can you do it? If you can, comment "Now all-knowing subscriber" below, and we'll give your comment a heart. Now, get ready, because what you're about to see isn't just the journey of a football player, it's the story of resilience, fame, and the price of chasing greatness. Let's begin. It's been 5 months since Pedro first stepped onto the field wearing Flamengo's jersey, a moment that marked the beginning of something far bigger than anyone imagined. Back in January 2020, he joined the club on a 12-month loan, a move requested personally by coach Jorge Jesus, who had long admired Pedro's style, presence, and raw talent as a striker. What many people didn't know then is that this wasn't just a professional decision for Pedro. It was also deeply personal. You see, long before the stadiums, the trophies, and the roaring crowds, Pedro was just a little boy who supported Flamengo from the heart. Growing up in a Flamengo-loving family, this transfer felt like a full-circle moment, a dream turning into reality. And that dream? It quickly exploded into something magical. Pedro's performance was so impressive, so consistent, that the club didn't think twice. Flamengo bought him permanently for a staggering $14 million. That's around 87 million reais. But was it worth it? Absolutely. Today, Pedro isn't just a player in the squad. He's a symbol, an idol, a key piece in Flamengo's golden era, lifting trophies and scoring decisive goals that fans will remember for years. His success wasn't limited to the club. Pedro also earned his place with the Brazilian national team, even participating in the World Cup 2022 qualifiers under coach Tite. And when you look at his numbers, it's easy to understand why. Over just 7 years of his professional career, Pedro managed to score 101 goals. That's not just impressive, it's elite. In 2020, one of those goals was even voted the most beautiful of the Copa do Brasil. He's not just a striker, he's a force. A machine built for big moments with a calm face and a lethal finish. But what about the man behind the jersey? The person when the spotlight fades? That's where things get even more interesting. While many football stars are known for flashy lifestyles and constant media attention, Pedro chose a different path, one of calm, privacy, and deep affection for someone who has been by his side through it all. In November 2022, he proposed to his longtime girlfriend, psychologist Fernanda Nogueira. And here's the sweetest part. The proposal was shared with fans through Flay TV, Flamengo's official YouTube channel. A real-life love story, unfolding on the same platform where fans cheer for his goals. Pedro and Fernanda had been together since 2021, and their relationship always stood out for how genuine and grounded it appeared. In 2023, the couple officially tied the knot in Rio de Janeiro in a private, intimate ceremony. No luxury flaunting, no celebrity-style drama, just love. Only a few photos from guests made it to social media. The newlyweds themselves didn't post anything at first, choosing instead to live that special moment quietly, away from the noise. Days later, Pedro shared a few glimpses, just enough to make hearts melt. And honestly, that's what makes this story even more powerful. He's a superstar on the field, yes, but off the field he's just Pedro, a man with deep roots, humility, and a genuine love for the people around him. A champion who knows that some moments are meant to be lived, not just posted. Now that you know more about the man behind the goals, tell us in the comments, what moment in Pedro's journey inspired you the most? Was it the comeback, the romance, or that unforgettable goal in 2020? We're reading every comment, and if you got this far, drop a "You're a real fan" here below so we know you're one of us. Let's get into the full story. Tasteful, elegant, quietly beautiful. That's how you could describe the intimate wedding that Pedro and Fernanda chose to celebrate their love. But now, let me ask you something. If it were your moment, would you go for a small, personal ceremony like theirs? Or would you throw a big, unforgettable party with music, lights, and everyone you know, maybe even the media watching? Seriously, I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Would you keep it private or make it loud and legendary? Everyone has their own vibe, right? Now, while love was in the air, not everything around them was easy. Around the same time, Fernanda, a respected psychologist, faced a complicated situation. She was one of 24 people named in an investigation involving alleged money laundering tied to the illegal Jogo do Bicho operation in Rio Grande do Sul. Yeah, intense stuff, but the couple held strong, seemingly unshaken. In the midst of pressure, they chose to stay united, and it seems like their bond only grew stronger. Despite the media attention, Fernanda continued to open up about her real passions, especially her love for working with children. She's actually specialized in autism therapy, which is a beautiful reflection of her heart and dedication. With all that warmth and care, it really makes you wonder, could a little Pedro or Fernanda be on the way soon? I mean, they'd be amazing parents, right? I'm rooting for them, and I bet a lot of you are too. Now, let's switch gears, literally. One thing people always wonder when it comes to football stars is, how do they spend all that money? Let's be honest, they earn a lot, and naturally, fans are curious. But Pedro, he's not the kind of guy who flaunts his wealth all over social media. In fact, he's known for being pretty low-key. That said, there is one indulgence we know about, and it's parked right in his garage. Pedro drives a Volvo XC90. And no, it's not just any SUV. We're talking about a vehicle that blends pure luxury with cutting-edge technology. On the outside, it's sleek, powerful, and commanding. But once you're inside, it's like stepping into the future. The standard model comes loaded with semi-autonomous driving features like adaptive cruise control, lane-keeping assistance, air suspension, full LED headlights, a 360 panoramic camera, and a vertical 9-inch multimedia screen that looks like it belongs in a spaceship. And that engine, a 2-liter turbocharged hybrid with a cutting-edge 8-speed automatic transmission. Together it puts out a jaw-dropping 407 horsepower. Oh, and did I mention it can drive up to 43 kilometers on electric power alone? Yeah, this isn't just a car, it's a beast. A smooth, quiet, powerful beast. No wonder Pedro had to shell out around $430,000 for it. Honestly, if I had that kind of money, I'd probably be cruising around in one too. How about you? What's your dream car? Drop it in the comments. I want to see how wild your garage would be if money weren't a problem. I already have a list of about 10, and it keeps growing. Now back to Pedro. As reserved as he is, even he couldn't stay entirely out of the headlines. While he's never been known for drama or scandal, there was one unexpected moment that made it to the news. It happened during a training session leading up to the World Cup. And the one who stirred things up? None other than Daniel Alves. During a high-intensity drill, Alves went in with a hard tackle on Pedro. A real slide challenge. It was caught on camera and quickly made the rounds online, sparking debates and concern. Luckily, Pedro was fine, but the moment reminded fans of just how much pressure and intensity surround these athletes, especially when the World Cup is around the corner. Even teammates can get caught up in the heat of the game. So from his quiet personal life to his sleek SUV and the rare controversies he's faced, Pedro's story is full of surprises. He's not just a striker, he's a symbol of balance, someone who scores goals on the field and lives with purpose off of it. And now, I want to hear from you. Would you go for a peaceful wedding like Pedro's, or a massive one with fireworks? Do you dream of a car like his, or something totally different? And what do you think about the incident with Daniel Alves? Was it just football heat, or something more? Tell me in the comments, I'm reading everything. And if you made it all the way here, drop a Trachest Pedro power, so I know you're one of the real ones. Now, let's dive deeper into his journey. It didn't take long for the incident to spread like wildfire. When Daniel Alves launched into that harsh tackle during a training session ahead of the World Cup, it instantly caught the media's attention. Fans weren't happy, not at all. Many criticized the move, saying it was reckless and could have easily ended in injury. After all, it's one thing to train hard, it's another to put a teammate at risk. The backlash was quick and opinions flooded social media. But Pedro, with his usual calm and composed nature, stepped in and downplayed the drama. He assured everyone that he hadn't been hurt, and that honestly, rough moments like that are more common than most people realize when you're training at the highest level. Still, it left a mark, not on his face, but in the public conversation. And just when things seemed to be settling, another incident came out of nowhere, this time even more shocking. It was July 2023 in Belo Horizonte. Flamengo had just secured a hard-fought victory over Atlético Mineiro, and spirits were high. But what should have been a night of celebration quickly turned into a dark, unforgettable chapter. After the match, Pedro was punched in the face. Yes, you heard that right. Punched. Not by a fan or an opponent, but by someone within his own club. The man accused of the assault was none other than Flamengo's own fitness coach, Pablo Fernandes. The situation was tense and surreal. Pedro didn't stay silent. He acted immediately, filing a police report and standing up for himself, as he should. Flamengo suspended the coach right away, but the damage was already done. Fans, teammates, and the press were left in shock, and suddenly, Pedro's future at the club was uncertain. It's a tough spot, isn't it? When a player faces something so personal and serious, it can change everything. In cases like this, a player has the right to leave the club, to terminate the contract without having to pay a fee. And that brought a big question to everyone's mind. Would Pedro stay, or was this the end of his journey at Flamengo? It's not the kind of decision you make overnight. Walking away from a club where you've made history is no small thing. So what do you think? If Pedro decided to leave Flamengo, which team in Brazil would you love to see him play for? Or do you think his place is, and always will be, with the Rubro Negro? I'm seriously curious. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's see which team has the most fan support. And speaking of Pedro's career, let's talk about something people are always wondering about: the fortune behind the fame. Just like many top-level players, it's hard to pinpoint exactly how much Pedro has made over the years. These numbers are rarely public, but what we do know is enough to make jaws drop. With high-paying salaries, brand endorsements, and growing influence off the pitch, he's clearly entered the world of millionaires, and he did it young. Pedro is currently sponsored by Adidas, and he previously had deals with Puma. He's also done promotional work that's brought in even more money. And here's something you might not know. His Instagram alone has over 6.6 million followers. That kind of audience? It's gold for brands. If he wanted, Pedro could be earning a fortune just through social media partnerships. But let's get into a few real numbers. Just playing for Flamengo, Pedro earns an estimated $600,000 per month. Yep, you heard that right. That means in just 2 months, he passes the $1 million mark. And when you add sponsorships, assets, and investments into the mix, there's no question. Pedro is sitting on a multi-million real fortune. Pretty impressive, right? And the most amazing part, he's just getting started. Pedro still has so much of his career ahead of him. more goals to score, more titles to chase, and who knows, maybe even more records to break. So now, I want to hear from you. If you were in Pedro's shoes, faced with pressure, big decisions, fame and fortune, how would you handle it all? Would you stay with your club after something like that? And what would be the first thing you'd buy with $600,000 a month? Let's get the comments buzzing. I want to read every one. And if you've made it this far in the video, leave a Team Pedro down below to show your support for this incredible player. Don't forget to like this video, share it with that friend who never misses a Flamengo match, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, you won't want to miss the rest of Pedro's story.